Hey everyone, so this week's video is going to be a little bit different and is not what I planned for you originally, as some of you may already know. I wanted to get a more instructional and technical video out this week, but realized I had to go in a different direction for a few reasons. So I decided to show you guys a fan art piece I have been working on, mostly through live streaming on my Twitch channel, and start a conversation with you all about how depression can affect your ability to create. I do want to mention that I am going to be fairly low energy for this video, and that will probably make a lot of sense if you understand the nature of what I'm talking about here, so I hope you can bear with me and just be a listening ear to what I have to say and understand that I do genuinely mean all that I'm going to talk about today. I am just not in the best place to necessarily be energetic about what I'm talking about, so I hope that you can get past my low affect and just hear what I have to say. I began this piece in a better brain place, but about a quarter of the way through, a recent depressive episode that I am currently still working through began to warp my creative motivation, and I noticed another change that I discussed a bit on one of my live stream sessions. The art materials started to feel a bit foreign in my hands. Now, I've been in a season of craving variety with my art making supplies and have been flip-flopping a bit with mediums. Marker here, watercolor there, different watercolors, then marker again. So that may have contributed a bit to this feeling, but I very often crave variety and have flip-flopped even more drastically in the past without it having the same impact, at least cognitively, on how I'm interacting with the supplies. Something else I notice is that I tend to avoid creative outlets when I'm depressed. This makes a lot of sense since losing interest in doing the things you love is a big sign of depression. This is also a way for me to be able to tell if I'm being more or less affected by depression or anxiety at any given point. Luckily, in recent years, I have had fewer and farther between depressive episodes that have affected me and my life. I also believe that getting myself to create in some way, regardless of these episodes, has helped to reduce them or at least lessen their effects. As many of you know, I am currently a full-time independent artist, but I also have a master's level education in the field of art therapy. So I know the real positive impact art can have on depression. Unfortunately, having this education does not rid me of my own mental health struggles, but I have gained many coping skills that I have slowly but surely implemented into my life. After making the decision to finally pursue art full-time in this season of my life, I began to see how many other creatives have had to navigate their own mental health journey alongside their work. In fact, I believe these sorts of obstacles help us enrich our art making and the meanings to why we create. It has been documented that many great artists from our past have had major struggles with their own mental health. So you and I are by no means alone in our struggles. I see artists as sometimes painfully connected to their emotional selves, and this brings both amazingly relatable and touching art to fruition, but also can take a toll on that creative soul, so that rest and proper recuperation is needed. Don't ever feel guilty to take the time for yourself. You are doing intense soul work every time you create. Give yourself the break you deserve when you need it. So, what can you do when you're feeling this or a similar way? Even though the art making process felt foreign and even uncomfortable while creating this piece, partly due to live streaming as well, I could eventually feel myself falling back into habits that I have built for myself, and at times I sort of went on autopilot. Luckily, I wasn't trying to learn something new, just working with a sketch I already liked and just had to add color with my paints. This is a tip I have for all of you who may be going through something like this right now. Don't try to force yourself to learn a new technique or master a new art supply. Playing with new things can help alleviate negative thought, but if you're putting pressure on yourself, you might reinforce some of that negative self-talk and likely won't improve as much as you typically would. As I kept working on this piece and my autopilot kicked in, I began to feel slightly more connected to the materials and even comforted by the nostalgia that is art making as a form of therapy that I have had all my life. I would suggest to not put pressure on yourself if this doesn't happen for you. Some positive changes in your brain can get overshadowed by the negative thought, so be okay hating what you're making and possibly work on a fun, lower stress project like coloring or experimentation in a sketchbook. I also want to add a quick disclaimer that I can only ever speak to my own experiences and mental health. But if you feel as though negative mental health episodes are greatly affecting your work or life, please consider seeking out a mental health professional or therapist to help you along your journey. It's never wrong to ask for help, even though it may feel that way. I'll have some resources for you down in the description. I will continue to make more videos about my mental health journey and even tips that might help you, but my content is no replacement for the individualized care of a mental health professional. I'm not here to fix anyone, but just to share my story in the only ways I know how. So, no, I didn't get the original video done for you this week, and no, I didn't get an extra Tuesday video up, even though I really wanted to. But I am able to stick to my goal of making authentic content to better connect with all of you and show a more realistic view into this creative's journey. And I can't help but be proud of that. Hopefully this was helpful for some of you to see that you are not alone with your mental health struggles as a creative person. Let me know down below what helps you to create in the face of similar struggles. My hope for this community is to be one where we lift each other up and celebrate our victories together, no matter how small. If you're interested in being a part of a place like that, please consider subscribing and like this video to show me your support for what I'm trying to do here on my channel. If you're interested in hanging out with me live, make sure to check out my art live streams every Monday on Twitch and every first Monday of the month here on YouTube. As always, I hope you are being kind to yourselves and have a creatively fulfilled day. Bye, guys.